Hey guys, so this is an actual update about my life, about my trans experience, about this was a first for me. And at first I didn't want to post this on YouTube, but I thought that this is what my YouTube is for. To express my experience, to share my life with you, the viewer. I want to give my story. I want to tell you about my life and what I go through as a young transgender person. And just as a human being and all of that. So I look a hot mess, but I don't care. So, point of this video, so I can keep your interest in the first minute, I had sex for the first time. Well, okay. I've been sexual with guys before, but I've never had like intercourse. I've never, where I was pleased, they were pleased, where that whole thing, sex. And I didn't plan on it. It was Friday night, and I'm 21, so yeah, I was at a party, and I will say it was with a friend of mine. So it wasn't like a random person. I trusted him. So it wasn't like... So I felt safe. And it was in my room, in my apartment. And this might be a TMI for some of my viewers, but this is part of my life. And this is a huge step, a huge thing. And I'll tell you the significance of it. Just, first, it just, being sex, my first time. It was the first time I ever sort of felt validated as a sexual being. As like, as someone who is desired. As someone who is wanted in at least a physical sense. And like I've said a million times, and if you watch my videos and you don't know this, then shame on you. I don't know where you've been. But I've always wanted a boyfriend. And I still don't have one. But this was good for me. And it worked out, in the way that life makes things work out. In that, I'm always trying my hardest to be as feminine, as pretty, as clean as possible. If I go out, I want to look my best. I want to put my best foot forward. I want people to know I mean business when I say that I'm a girl. I definitely try too hard to be a girl, because I feel like right now, looking the way I do, I feel like I pass just as well as if I were to have like makeup and a cute outfit on. Not to say I'm going to be sloppy now, but this experience the other night, it just, like, my legs weren't shaved. Like, I was dirty from being out all night. My makeup was horrendous. I felt chubby. Just like, it wasn't an ideal look for me in my head, but it was all the same. He didn't care. He was able to show me that, like, it doesn't matter. So, and I kind of came to this sort of place, this sort of understanding, this sort of realization of the impact that having sex gave me when I took a shower after he left. And usually when I'm in the shower, I'm on a mission. I'm gonna get clean and pretty. It's a huge ritual for me. But this time I was like, no. And I sat on the tub floor, and usually I wouldn't do that because I'm like, ew, it's like the tub floor. It's probably covered in nastiness. But I didn't care. I was a naked, sexually fulfilled person in that moment. I felt attractive. I felt comfortable being myself. I felt very comfortable being myself. I wasn't focused on flaws. I think that was a huge thing. I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with me in that moment. And very rarely am I so comfortable with myself that I'm not thinking about something. You know, whether it's like, I gotta check my makeup, gotta check my hair, you know, is there stubble on my legs? Something. There's always something. And I didn't have any of that. And it was the best shower I'd ever taken, which sounds so silly, but it was just great. And no, it was a terrific experience, you know. And for being my first real time having sex, I'd say it was probably the best way I could do that, you know. I think a lot of people regret their first time, and my technical first time is the worst thing ever. I don't know if I've given that story, but that's not for right now. But it was good. And there was a downside in that afterwards, even though I felt very myself and and just relaxed in who I was, I also felt kind of lonely. And I've always known that about myself. I'm not the kind of person who can do hookups. I'm not the kind of person who can just have sex with whoever and it not mean anything. And not that I have an attachment to this friend of mine who I had sex with, but you know, it also validated the fact that I'm looking for someone important in my life to share these things with, because I know I'm a very sexual person. Like, I'm not promiscuous, but I know that a huge part of me wants to be sexually expressive, if that makes sense. You know, but I'm not going to do that with just anyone. You know, I'm not going to just like, you know, I can't do hookups. So that's a one reason why I really want a boyfriend. But, you know, there's multiple ones. Also, a whole array of reasons why I'm looking for a relationship. But safe sex is definitely one of them, you know. Committed, passionate sex. So that's pretty much that's pretty much my story. I am a little ashamed because I promised myself I would wait until I had a boyfriend, but I don't regret it. I don't. There are certain people I would have preferred to have done it with if I had the chance, and they know who they are, but it just wasn't feasible, and it probably isn't really feasible at this point in time, but anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Michelle had sex. And I'm not embarrassed. You know, that's why I'm sharing with you. Anyway, that's all I had to say. And I'm a bottom. Okay. Okay, bye.